3, 2, 1, and there we go. Good evening, everyone. How y'all doing? I know, right? It has been a lovely weekend.
Yes, it has been.
Welcome.
Been lovely. Let me get my chair
Today
position
is
straight.
Wednesday, January 22nd, 2020.
22.
I am Dominion.
And I am Epic.
And welcome to episode 79 of the BGKH Show with Dominion and Epic. And I just want to start by saying, I love anal. I just love it.
Was there a question?
I love anal.
But was there a question?
No, not really.
I don't necessarily know if there was
not
a question.
really,
I don't think
especially.
there was a question. I don't.
Especially not.
I don't think there was a question.
Especially if, according to my my Instagram and my Facebook and my Twitter today.
Well, you popular, you popping.
She blew uptuated.
She blew uptuated.
She blew uptuated. So, but before we get started on all of that, what does the BGKH Show stand for?
Well, I was told that the B is actually for the blacks.
The blacks.
That's what I was told it stands for, right? The blacks.
The
right?
blacks.
The
Okay.
blacks. Right. And the G I was told stands for the gays.
The gays, honey. The gays. Okay, got it.
And the K was
the
actually,
K.
what I've heard, what I've been told. Stands for the kinky.
The kinky.
Which is kind of like the anal.
The kinky.
But even with the
kinky.
Just some stuff.
My video stopped. What the fuck? See,
what's going on? I don't understand.
You know what? Apparently Facebook doesn't like anal. Listen, fuck Facebook. I've already...
We on some old different shit right now.
Right. So I'm coming back.
What's up, Jay?
In 2, 1, bam. There we go. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened, but I'm back now. Anyway.
Yeah, apparently Facebook doesn't like anal. So
Facebook doesn't like anal. They don't like nothing that's fun.
But you know why they don't like anal?
Why?
They don't like anal?
Why?
On Facebook?
Why?
Because they're not human.
There we go.
So that's it. So that's the whole BGKH. That's what.
So I feel like I know how your week was. I think you know how my week was. So why don't we just dive into it?
Just listen.
Let's just dive into it. All right. So this week we're gonna dive. Come on. Come to the edge.
And there we are.
There we are. Right. So this weekend was Mid-Atlantic Leather Weekend 2020.
2020.
I had anal.
Which, let me give you props for that picture. That was an amazing picture.
Thanks.
I had to look at the picture.
I tried to do. I was like, let me get with the opera length fisting glove and everything.
Ready for the evening.
Yes,
Only thing you didn't have was your evening bag.
Right. If one, it was multi-purpose. If one had actually been going to the opera, it would have worked.
Right.
If one met someone at the opera, it would have worked. So, everything turned out beautifully. So, where to start? All right, so
it was a lot to talk about.
Well,
it's a lot. We had,
we
just had a
lot
the
girls
of
always, it never fails. No one wants to chit chat all fucking day.
Then that's what they do.
As soon as I get on this show, everybody was like, "Hey, how's it going?"
See, so that's some of the bad stuff. So let's continue with the bad stuff. Get the bad stuff out the way.
Okay.
I'm gonna just go ahead and
all right. So there was a 55-year-old man who died of natural causes at MAL, according to the Washington Blade. However, Metro Weekly says it was a medical emergency, and it's our understanding that he had some sort of a heart attack or something that was related to whatever medical conditions he had, and it wasn't because he did too much Tina or ecstasy,
which
or
we don't necessarily.
Special K. Maybe he did,
maybe he did.
Let's not even go there.
Yeah,
also. Mid-Atlantic Leather is also a contest weekend, so we want to say congratulations to David Spivey of Pittsburgh, who is your Mr. Mid-Atlantic Leather 2020.
That's the third one that I can think of from Pittsburgh.
From Pittsburgh, recently. Because your son,
yes,
and Emerson, and then now this
Martel,
guy,
and actually no, D. Actually, that makes the
fourth,
fourth.
Right? Because D
D-Mal,
D,
Martell,
Emerson, and
David.
now
So
David.
that's the fourth one.
Very good. Congratulations to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has got a pretty strong leather and fetish community.
It does now.
Well,
It surely wasn't there when I was, but like that one. But okay, I mean, hey, evolution, baby steps.
Yes. So, I've avoided my traumatic back issues. Text writer saying hey to you. Apparently, apparently I don't deserve a hey, but no, it's fine.
Hey, Tex. So, Tex, listen, let me just go ahead and put this out here. Tex, you are Facebook stalking me, and I love it, but you are Facebook stalking me. I just want you to know that.
He appreciates the attention.
I appreciate the attention.
By all means, go on.
Right, I'm just saying. Just keep sending pictures.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry.
He's sending you pictures?
He hasn't sent any pictures.
Oh, I'm sure he will now.
He hasn't sent any pictures, but go on. Mm-hmm. You can add pictures. If you want to add video, you can do that as well.
Right.
How about that?
Send
nudes. Send nudes. Like, that's all. We good with
that. NOODZ. Nudes.
So, yeah. So, send those.
Yeah. So, I avoided, my normal back stress by having things sort of staged, so I didn't have to fuck around all the time. And then we checked into the suite on Thursday night, and, we ended up sitting around as we normally do on Thursday night, kikiing and cutting up, and, I make a good strong cocktailation.
So let me be clear. Thursday, this entire weekend
was cocktail down.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, this is, it's always.
Have you been drinking a lot of water since?
I just had a little bit tonight, so we good. I'm still trying just a little bit, but it was a very enlightening weekend for me. Mm-hmm. You kind of kept my spirits were very high, so I was good all weekend.
Yes,
I was good all weekend.
So that started on Thursday.
Yes, it started on Thursday. And your cocktail, it didn't hurt at all.
Yes,
it just made me kind of. Yeah, I felt like, ooh, I just feel good. Yes. So it was good. Yeah,
that was lovely.
It was good. And I enjoyed the conversation too, which is what I enjoy about MA.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that people think that all we do all weekend is have sex and get into. Or have sex, drink, and spend money. And although there is a lot of that.
It's a lot of that. In the stairwells, in the bedrooms, in the hallways.
Right. Less so in the stairwell and in the hallways because of security. Well, did you almost get thrown out of the hotel again?
I'm feeling a little bit.
I'm just asking.
Your tone is a little pointed, and I just want to make sure we're clear.
I am merely.
I'm going to answer your question and say no, I did not.
Oh, thank goodness you didn't get almost thrown out of the hotel this year. Very good for fucking on the 11th floor. Very good. I am so happy for you. Anyway. But in addition to the debauchery, the drunken debauchery and rampant capitalism, there's also a lot of time to reconnect. I reconnected with some of my good Bristas. I made some new connections. There was a connection that was made, that was frayed about 20 years ago, that is reconnected, and I feel like it's going to become a good old, deep, good Judy connection. So that came about, and, there was a little crying on shoulders, and I'm not even talking about on Sunday, but just, other stuff, just get together and, having a wonderful time over food and drinks and while we out shopping.
Don't see about MAL, and that's some of the reasons why. So let me be clear. All of the capitalism and the debauchery and all of that, I'm here for all of it. But I'm also 100%. Here for the intimate moments where I'm actually able to sit down with people that I don't get to connect with. And for me, listen, I will cop a squat in the middle of the floor because I surely sat down. It was me, Legionnaire, Jay, my little brother. Like, we all sat there. And actually, my little brother, that's another reason why I get to connect with people. And although we are local and he's here, I didn't really get the chance to connect with him. Or I haven't had the chance to connect with him. And at MAL, we actually sat down and had a conversation.
Oh, good.
So I'm very glad of that. And actually, I realized that all three of my little brothers were there, and I was supposed to take a picture, and I didn't actually get that moment. But that's okay, because that moment will happen again. But anyway, I enjoyed myself, and that's one of the reasons why I enjoy it.
Yes.
I get to spend that time with people. But let's end the drinking and the sex, and we already that's.
Let's just say that we are going to get to Pretzelgate 2020 in a moment.
And because I have some updates on that, because now apparently You have to work. You've been called into your job. You can't be on a call.
Oh, okay.
But
so
you have
bullshit.
To work.
So it's bullshit. Okay, got it.
But okay, I mean,
that's cool,
but I'm here
that's
for
cool.
But
that's
listen,
cool. That's cool.
You miss your own trial. It's fine.
Right. That's fine. You know, you had your own opportunity to stand up and plead your case, but sure,
it's okay.
No big deal.
Yeah,
no big deal.
We good.
No big deal. So Friday, you know, we do what we normally do. We completely turn what is a 1-bedroom suite with a dining room table, 6 chairs, and, you know, everything, and turn it into Party Central for the weekend.
Right.
So for those of you who've never been, it's a 1,000-square-foot suite that has an L-shaped sofa, and also they upgraded the TVs because the TVs was big as shit. Those were at least 65-inch TVs in the room, and before they were like 40 or they were like 50.
Listen,
but like literally, you like.
I closed the curtain, and it was like the television was on at the middle of the night, and it was like, is it daylight? Like, is it summer? Right. Like, what the hell? Like, it was just so bright.
Yeah, so they've changed the hotel. They changed and put bigger TVs in all of the hotel rooms, and also refrigerators, which was good for keeping your drinky drink cold.
Yeah, it was still small.
You did not. No, you did not miss Presslegate 7.
We're coming to it.
So we push everything away so that everything's all set up, and then we go to we have
the cross up and then the sling.
Right, but I was about the cross. I was going to say, well, not the cross, but the sling. Every year we play this game called "How Many Leathermen Does It Take to Put Together a Sling?" Because they were literally on Fort Charles' website. We were like. We were like,
A goes into B, 1 comes after 2, 3 goes after 4.
Then we just sort of shoved it into it.
And then it just kind of fit.
And then everything just sort of came together. And it worked out well. And, so that was fine. Saturday, we had the cocktail party and gear show.
And listen, we had the MC extraordinaire. So Dominion was on the mic, and he was like getting the kids all the way together, and actually moving the show along. And
I gave a performance.
Yes, you did. And wait, and then I heard. I was like, wait a minute, is that Trina? I said, okay,
that is not Trina. That is TT the artist giving you lavish life.
Thank you. Okay, yes. I thought I heard Trina, and I was like, is that? I said, okay. All right, never mind.
Yes, 7. That is the sling that you bought at the gear show and then traded in.
Yes. Okay.
But yeah, so I was like, you know what? I want to start having it like a real cocktail party where people give up and give like a. I imagine like if Jackie Washington had been there, she'd be like, I'm gonna do a number. I'm just gonna do a number for y'all,
and I'm gonna put this little tip jar right here,
right?
And you all just going ahead and just right. You don't have to, but just
20s, 50s, whatever you got.
Put that number right in there.
But yeah, so that was nice. So we're going to, from now on, there will be an opening number.
I'm here
to kick the show. If we hadn't been so short on time, I was going to give you rules as well. They wouldn't have been ready for that. They wouldn't have been ready.
We're gonna let that slide. That might be a number for next year, or it might be for another event.
No, well, you know what that number is for? Well, for the first time, it's going to be seen at Leatherman of Color contest because Mufasa has asked for a command performance by the Wet Pocketbooks.
Okay, we're here for it.
So we're
here for it.
We're going to have to learn the choreography for that.
We're here for it.
So we're going to do at least 2 numbers because Rules is really a solo number.
See, there's always a Beyonce in the group.
You're the second Beyonce.
Did you just Kelly rolling me?
At least you're not the third.
You almost slightly Michelle'd me.
You're not the third.
But at least you're
not the third Beyonce.
But it's cool. I mean, it's whatever. Listen, we all are Beyonce in our own mind.
Okay.
And we have a lot of mind showing here.
Wow. That's rude. So, that's... Tell her we'll call her back. Yeah, we're on the show. We can't talk to her right now. So what else? So the beneficiary of the gear show this year was an organization called Voices for a Second Chance.
Yes.
So what they do is provide services to currently, they call them justice-involved individuals. So that includes people who are currently incarcerated and recently released,
or yes. they're even they are
family members or
dependent family member. They're adjacent.
So
directly infected.
They provide some larger services like legal services, but a lot of times it's things just like toiletry bags, toothpaste, clothes,
things that people takes for granted.
Imagine, you did whatever you did, because I'm not here to judge what you did.
It's not about what you did.
And after 10 years, you get out of jail. So imagine if you went into jail in 2009 or prison in 2009, and you got out in 2019. The world is entirely different now than what it was in 2009.
Yeah.
Even the way that we communicate with one another, the language that people use is completely different. If you live in the D.C. area, it's almost certain that all of the places that you knew in D.C. are entirely different.
Gone.
It's probably white people living there.
Well, yeah.
Depending on where it is.
Listen.
Listen. They provide those kind of services, and people are trying to get back into trying to get a job, but they don't have any clothes or anything, so they do all of that. And the money that we donate to them will go so much farther than if we gave our piddly couple of thousand to, like Whitman Walker, not to say that they don't use it, but, an organization like Voices for a Second Chance can really use it. And they're still, like right now, you can go to, I think it's vsc.org.
Yes.
So check them out, vsc.org. They are always looking for new or gently used casual and professional clothing for the people that they support. They also take backpacks, they take cash donations, canned goods, all sorts of things that people might need returning to the system.
I'm trying to make sure Voices for the Second Chance. I'm trying to make sure it's
the right address.
Yeah. So it is just to make sure VSCDC.org. That's what it is.
Okay, VSCDC.org.
Yes.
And that's Voices for a Second Chance. So please support them in the work that they're doing.
Yes.
So there was a couple of things that happened at the Gear Show. So our brother Danny Wynn from the Northwest chapter in San Francisco, and Boyd Dana, who was a former member of Onyx Southeast, did a single tail whip demo, and they turned it all the way out.
Danny, you are one of my heroes, because I sat back and watched a clip that was done in slow motion and kind of the way it went.
And it even did the
wow.
Yeah, I caught it right at the right moment as the whip was hitting him. So you can see that clip on my Twitter, which is @DomOnyx on Twitter. You can see that, and it was really good.
So it was definitely amazing. And for me, one of my highlights, actually one of my highlights and one of my favorite people, Caprice Andre.
Yes.
Listen, he's your current Mr. Houston Leather,
Mr. Texas Leather,
Mr. Texas Leather 2019. Listen, he is funny as hell. He was the actual pick of the runt from Blackout, and there's a picture of him in that sling, like just sitting there waiting, like
right. Right. I mean, it's what the pick of the run do. I feel like we should have a tradition that every year the pick of the run has to be in the sling.
Well, yeah, because
at MAL. Well, it was the other naked girl that was in it last year.
Okay.
But you know what? Having someone in the sling always helps. Because
he raised that value right on up.
$525.
Raised that value right on up.
We was about to sell his ass off to consensual sexual slavery for an evening or two.
So listen, and even behind stage, he was absolutely the models backstage were hilarious, and shout out to all the
very
models.
professional.
Shout out to all the models. They came in, they did what they're supposed to do. I had a few people, a few little naughty pups that were just kind of like nipping at my ankles, and I was looking for a piece of paper to be like.
What you need is a little squirt bottle like Majin Buu has.
That's I'd use that for the cats, but whatever. Anyway, but they were all very good, and they were excellent on stage. We had a couple other Pearls this year that were actually on the stage,
yes.
which was great. Taisha came through. I absolutely love you for that because you
yes.
came through and we got you all the way together in that corset. Thank you, gosh. God.
And she looked fabulous.
She did. And listen,
she was giving you ebony, leather,
she
fairy
stood in the
god.
corner. She stood
mother,
in the corner.
daughter, sister.
She stood in the corner, and I don't even know if when I saw her, she stood in the corner before she got on stage, and the light just hit her, and I was sitting there, and I looked at her face, and she was just sitting there like,
just angelic.
So motherfucking painted. This face is so beat. And I wish I took a picture of it, but I told her, I said, you are everything right now. She was like, oh, stop. Just go on. Stop.
But keep going.
But amazing. So anyway, Taisha, our leather woman of color, was also in the show. Miss DC Eagle, Mr. DC Eagle. We had we invited the Northeast Bootblack contingency.
Yes.
They showed up but weren't able to get up on stage. We had Mr. Maryland Leather.
Yes.
Current as well as former. Mr. Ramrod, current and former. Our brothers Elimination and Blade. So we had a whole bunch of people, and it was amazing.
And Racine motherfucking Pendarvis got up on stage. Y'all know that Racine Pendarvis is 70 years old.
70.
I was like, what?
70.
Black don't crack, not even a little bit, because if you had told me she was 55 or so, I'd have been like, okay.
Yeah.
But to say that she is 70 years old, you my dear, look incredible. And you know what?
And thank you for showing up for that.
She showed up, and she showed up with the people from the Chocolate Rocky Horror Picture Show, and that was really nice of them to show up, and they were beat and painted for the gods, and they looked incredible.
Yes.
And, Racine actually stayed within her time allotment, and I was so floored by that that I gave her an extra 2 minutes because she was like, thank you and good night. And I was like, wait a minute. Normally we got the Prada mic out your hand. And she didn't even do like her normal thing. So I was like, no.
Yeah.
Do your normal thing. You support us, because when I tell you that in the weeks leading up to this, Racine was tweeting and retweeting at Onyx MA and the Gear Show and all of that.
Every single year.
And, so we are going to make sure that, we
take care of her.
We take care of her, and we're going to continue to partner more closely with the Ask Racine show and with her personally.
As well as even also with Comfort Zone as well, who does lots of stuff for her, and they are working with the Ask Racine show, and specifically Racine. So listen, they support us. We absolutely support you guys. We love you guys. We thank you guys for your donations. We thank you guys for just being who you are.
Yes.
So Nikki and Robert, I just want to send
yes, and that reminds me is that we gave out 4 honorary memberships to Onyx Mid-Atlantic, to the owners of Trickbox, Danny and Rory, for their continued support of Onyx Mid-Atlantic, and also to Nikki and Robert of the Comfort Zone for their continued support. And, really, I mean, seriously, this isn't just some old bullshit that they do. I mean, both of those couples have given of themselves in terms of inventory for us to auction. They've given of their time. They've given their space. They've stayed open after hours so that we can host events there. They've referred people to us. So, thank you for all of the support that we have received from you, and we will continue to support you in everything that you do in the community.
Absolutely. So, listen, we'll see you all in a couple of weeks. Well, not even in a couple of weeks, but we'll see you kind of in the next couple. Well, actually, the next upcoming
real soon,
weeks.
yes.
So we'll be there. So we'll coming through.
So then, there was a lot of ass on the stage. Remember my T-shirt. You see my T-shirt.
Dominion's now patented line of,
oh no! So
that's all I heard in the back. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Oh no! So someone, there was I played this game, and I've done it in the past, but I turned it into a thing. It's become for the children now.
Right. Well,
because this organization was not about the children, so I couldn't say that we were raising money for the children, because we weren't raising money for the children.
But it's for the children.
Right. Every time someone, because this is how the Gear Show works. You come in fully dressed. I slowly auction off everything that you're wearing until you're left standing in your underwear and then we auction off the underwear, and then your stuff landing there in the onyx shield, strategically covering your junk, unless you're sitting on the side.
You get to see everything.
Because if you are positioned in the right place,
you
still got to see everything.
So this is the piece of paper and this is your junk. It's just like, oh, okay, all right, there it is. So it's
So no. This is your body. This is your junk. This is the shield. So if you're standing here, you can't see anything. But if you're here or here, you see everything.
Yeah.
So I did this thing where it was part of the show. I had a handkerchief with me because it was hot as shit on that stage. And I would drop it on stage and be like, oh no! I dropped my handkerchief.
Could you go in up
Could you pick that up for me?
Just go pick it up.
Like, no. Face me. Bend over and pick it up. Thank you. And people played along. Yeah. Some people, I will give a shout out to Oya Ra.
Yeah.
He
did like this back
He did his backwards.
It was like a Matrix back bend.
Right, to maintain his modesty, because he's a sir. So he ain't necessarily want to show the girls all of his junk. Only certain people get to see all of that. But other people were just like, well, I'm just going to bend over and show you all of my hind parts, and they were fine with that, and I was happy with that.
Yeah, I think there was probably one or two that I seen that kind of bent over from one side of the stage to the other side of the stage.
Oh yeah, they were quite happy.
So I was like, listen.
And then some of the pearls got involved. She was like, can I? And she dropped it. She was like, oh no! I dropped my scarf. This is awful. So yeah,
everybody got involved. It was amazing. Now I'm gonna have
a moment.
I'm gonna have a moment.
Come on.
I listen.
I.
Yeah, I. Mm-hmm. We are a part of a leather organization, and there are several other leather organizations.
Yes.
I will continue to support other leather organizations, but what I will not do is I will not use another leather organization's event to publicize anything about that specific organization that I'm a part of in a negative light. And that is all I'm going to say.
This has been...
But other than that, it was a great time.
This has been Complex Feelings with Epic Onyx.
That's just where I'm at. Now, again, everybody maintained decorum and it was respect,
right,
to a certain extent. But I just
don't sit right.
It just don't. It just doesn't, and it's okay.
Yeah.
So if you are watching, you want to reach out, hit me up.
I doubt she watches, but sure.
But
some of the other people in the organization might. So
hit me up,
and they're cool.
Let's discuss.
So. What else? The Gear Show. We just really had a good time at the Gear Show. And I do want to apologize because there was at least one person and perhaps more people who were deaf or hard of hearing. And we had we had talked about having an interpreter, but in the run up to MAL, we forgot about that. Now, we had seats for people who had mobility challenges, but we are committing to doing better about all accessibility challenges. So next year, there will be an interpreter there at the Gear Show.
But we did have a moment where one of our brothers from Midwest, Saber, literally took the time to actually sign and communicate with someone that was hard of hearing, and it was amazing. And they absolutely appreciated it, and I appreciated you for being there, Saber, to be able to do that.
Yes.
And there are several people in the audience that sign and that were that can communicate.
Right,
and
still, but
I appreciated the fact that you were there.
Because I asked for someone to come up on stage and do it, but that's different.
Right.
It's one thing to stand next to someone and sign to them. Right. It's a whole other thing to get up on stage
and do the
to
whole
be able
show.
to translate the whole show. That takes a professional sign language interpreter.
They only do an hour at a time. And
right.
So
I mean, I get that.
But I appreciate that. So thank you. So shout out to Saber for doing that. So we definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because that was one of those moments that we appreciate.
Let's see. So
I'm gonna give a shout out to the pledges that were there because they worked their behinds off.
They did.
Both out at the front door.
Yes.
Because in the room.
Because Mikey D was standing there with the boot, like.
Come on. And listen, so as I'm counting up money, we're in the back counting up money. I was like, there was a lot of 20s. I was like, okay. And I'm sure Mikey was like, no, we'll take that. We'll take that. And
then I'm sure when people like, can I get change? It was like, change.
There's no change. We're not giving
Who makes change out of the boot? That's like making change out of the collection plate.
So listen.
Oh, let me tell you.
Shout out for them.
Deaconess Geraldine Swilling, Antioch Baptist Church in the 70s. You want to make change out of the collection plate.
I already knew where this is going. If anybody, listen, if anybody went with their mother or their grandmother to church anywhere between 1970 and 85, you know damn well they didn't have this conversation with you.
Right. If you only want to give $1, you better have $1.
And that's all you get. But what you put in that plate stays in that plate.
Right.
That's it. There is no getting change.
Right.
Because my grandmother looked at me like I was crazy one time. She was like...
Well, never mind. I mean,
so,
I'm like 10 years old, so this $20 bill is like all the money I have in the world.
Yeah, I was like, and I was saying to my grandma, like, I need change. She's like, and I was like, just put my money in it. I'm like, I want my... Anyway, shout out to our pledges in the back. So Devin, Wayne, Anthony, Mikey D,
Harry,
Anthony. I said Anthony. Kels, Sam, and Anthony. Oh, no,
Xander,
and Michael.
Yes.
Michael. So yeah, thank you all.
Yes,
because you all did a great job. So
thank you for everything that you did. You said Wayne, right?
Yeah. I did say Wayne. If I didn't say Wayne, I should have said Wayne, but I should have mentioned Wayne. But also thank you to the brothers as well. So Coyote came through, Resilient came through, Helios came through. So thank you all for that. We definitely appreciate that. So you all going to have fun next year.
Yes. I know, right? Because he is retiring. I'm stepping back. I will still host the show. Speaking of which.
Right.
Our brother Dixie Cup.
Dixie, you there?
Dixie.
You there,
Where's
Dixie?
Dixie?
You there,
Where's
Dixie? You on? You anywhere, Dixie?
Our brother Dice Onyx have been giving me the fucking blues for like low key, not
and
like.
When I came out and I heard you say,
he had been giving me the blues because first of all, he wants to be part of the Wet Pocketbook so bad. And we might give you a tryout, but once we give you the tryout, don't call us. We'll call you.
Bring it, bitch. And
right.
Don't listen.
And it
you
better
need to bring it so motherfucking bad that you already know what the answer is before you get off the fucking stage.
Exactly.
If you can't do that,
don't even try. And he also was like, oh, so you the only one get to host a gear show? I want to host a gear show. I want to auction. I want to do all of this. So I was like, all right, I got your ass. I didn't say nothing to him. I didn't say anything to them. All I said was, Dice Onyx to the stage. Dice Onyx to the stage. Get your fucking ass on the stage right now. And he comes up like, what? What did I do? I was like, you want to talk shit? You want to host a gear show? So here you go. You got the next item. So,
baby, I was peeping my head out from the back, and I was like, ugh. But I walked right to the front because I wanted to see what was going on. I just wanted to see how that went down.
So he did a fine job. I mean, listen, for someone who's never done it before, you know.
And thank you for stepping up.
Yeah, because legit, in all of the years that we've done this, no one else has been like, I would love to even learn about how to do it.
Yeah.
So, you know, was he perfect? No, but that's fine. I wasn't perfect the first time. I mean, I was pretty good. But, but for his first time, he did a fine job. He raised a nice little bit of money, and, you know, he's committed to learning more, and we committed to the next year. We're going to do it, maybe not quite even, but, you know, we're going to do it together. So,
and I think it definitely will bring another energy.
Yeah.
And it'll bring another energy to the show, which is something we have enough energy during the show, and you do that, but again, it just brings a different energy.
Yeah, I mean, because so far nothing else has ever interrupted it, because when people are like, yeah, I need you to be somewhere, I was like, I can't.
Yeah, we got shit to do.
I can't.
And
like I'm serious. Like my job has been like, yeah. So we was gonna do this weekend. I was like, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
because I already have stuff to do. But you know, I might get sick,
Right.
Or
anything could happen.
It just is good to have a new generation of people who can, take the leadership roles in the organization and do it. And he did a fine job.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. It's not like little TT, doing his Easter speech, like, you did a good job, baby.
And when I grow up, I want to be a doctor.
Jesus was the Son of God. He was born in a manger. And the wise men bought frankincense, myrrh. But no, he legitimately did a good job.
He did a good job.
Thank you for showing up, and we really appreciate it. So Sunday, the Northeast Leather family had their patching ceremony in the suite. Yes. So that is Northeast Leather person King Marie, Northeast Boot Black Steel Toe Onyx, Northeast Leatherwoman Master Caden Yu, Northeast Leatherman Donnie Bell, and the producer of all this was Damien Basil. And let me tell you, poor Damien looks so put upon. It was a lot. It was a lot to wrangle those cats together. But God bless his ministry.
Yeah, and he you did a great job.
You did. You did a great job.
So.
And they were all appreciative. And I mean, those were like real back patches. They weren't like some little patch.
They're really nice.
Yeah, they were really nice. And customized and everything.
They were all leather too.
Yeah, and the vests and everything.
Yeah,
so
it was really nice.
It was
really
good.
Nice.
So the fellowship dinner was a key because listen, all right, girls, we told y'all months
ahead of time,
and we told y'all weeks, and we told y'all days, and half of the people wait until the 11th hour, 59 minutes and 58 seconds to decide they want to go.
Or 1 minute before the damn thing is supposed to start.
Right.
But whatever.
So next year we will address that. But it was wonderful. We went to Hill Country Buffet. Side note, I gotta check to see if they still had an all-you-can-eat on Mondays because we need to go and bum rush the all-you-can-eat at Hill Country.
I think I heard Otter talking about that before.
Because me and Otter went. It was a couple of years ago. We discovered that they had this Monday thing, and so we went. It was like $30, and it was all-you-can-eat. We fucked it up.
Okay, well, I will sign on for that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But the dinner was nice, and
remind me to tell you something after we get off. I got it.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Write it down in the corner so we won't forget. All right. So now, the moment that you have all been waiting for. This is Barbara Walters with an investigative story. We turn it over to Epic Onyx with Pretzelgate 2020.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Epic Onyx, and I'm here to talk about the events that went on, or the events that transpired over MAL Weekend 2020. This travesty that occurred happened with one of our brothers, Panther Onyx, and Panther had conversations, made promises on the brotherhood that he would provide some crunchy during this event. In particular, so listen, I was a little high. When I get high, I need a little crunchy. That's all I need. I need a little crunchy. That's all I need.
Oh, I got to talk about being high. So I need a
little crunchy. Our brother decided that he wanted to help me out by promising this crunchy. Now, I'm still high, and I'm mad than the motherfucker because I ain't got nothing to crunch on. But apparently, he made some other promises.
He did.
To other brothers. So it wasn't
some
just
tortilla chips and potato chips, and I was also high, by the way.
So listen. I then had a conversation with Deviant and also Trey Day that included him, Panther, bringing the crunchy pretzels from his room to share because he said he had them. He even mentioned specifically,
certainly did,
the tortilla chips that were flavored with lime.
Those are my.
You said you had them.
Those are my fucking favorite.
You even said you went to Walmart and you got them. You said you had them.
The Walmart is right down the street.
Okay, so 2 days later, 2 highs later, you show up to my room with a bag of pretzels, minis.
2 days later, you ain't high no more. Oh,
minis.
yeah, you still were.
I
but
was.
It was a different high.
It was a different high. Minis, and then you showed up to my room. So my question is, where are the tortilla chips?
Right.
Did you ever get them?
Right.
Why did it take 2 days for these pretzels to show up?
Right. Did you actually have the tortilla chips, or were you so high that you made up a fucking lie about having the chips in the first place just to get out of the situation?
And who else did you promise?
Right, because you was promising.
Because we
was
was
handing
all,
out
listen,
chips
we
like
was all
dollar
there.
bills at the strip club. You were like chips.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a whole big thing. So I don't understand what's going on.
None of us got any
not a damn chip.
Not
and then you had the nerve to send me a picture of you holding a bag of Southwest Airline potato chips. I'm sorry, pretzels.
A bitch.
He said, and I was like, now I'm high.
And a meme.
I was like, really? So listen. To be fair, I reached out to our brother. I said, listen, this is what we can
on the show.
We can have this trial, and damn it, I missed my whole damn thing. But listen, this is supposed to be our intro music. That's where we are.
Boom, boom.
That's the beginning of the pretzel game.
That's where we are.
So for every question, my question is, where's the tortilla chips? Why did it take 2 days for the pretzels to show up? What promises did you make to others besides myself, Dominion, and Elimination about chips?
Where were you on the night JFK was killed? What is under Erykah Badu's rap?
I mean, these are questions that we wanted to answer to. And I reached out to our brother just to make sure that he knew that this was going to be a trial. So then I got a text message because he responded back and said, I'm going to have to work. I'm going to have to work. I'm not going to be able to be on the show. I can't call in. I have to work.
He could have provided a written statement in his defense.
But he did not. Listen.
But he refused to do so.
We even got, listen, I got tapes. All this transcript that you sent here, this redacted listen.
Look at that.
Look at this. Look at this.
This is ridiculous.
Redacted text messages. This is what I got from you. So you can't say you weren't guilty because we got it.
In the case
redacted
of Panther Onyx versus all these other niggas, what do you decide?
Yeah, I mean, what is it? Like, because I already know what's going on.
Juror 1, guilty. Juror 2, guilty. Juror 3, guilty. Juror 4, guilty. Guilty across the board.
So, Panther Onyx, you are now sentenced to
big fun with the wretched in Baltimore.
I'm just saying.
Speaking of getting high. So.
Wait. None of you all saw this except for Volt. But bitch, when I stood in front of you at that door, because I was like, do not go out this door and turn it out.
Oh, about the door handle? I was in my room. Listen, I sent out a note on Facebook ahead of time saying that we need to treat this 1,000 square foot suite like it was reserved on our own credit card. And then here I get this, and I come out, and Epic has the fucking door handle to the suite of the hotel room in his hand. And so I'm like...
And so I was like, before you go out... I'm standing in front of the door. I was like, before you go outside, you are not going to turn this function out.
Because you know. Because you know.
The look on his face.
The initial face was like...
Party's over. Everybody go.
Remember House Party? When, what was... Not Robin Williams. What was his name?
You're talking about Robin, he's the comedian that Robin...
He died. That played kid's
his
father.
His name was Robin. I can't think of his last name.
Him, yes.
Yeah.
The father that came in, he was like, shut all this shit down.
Yeah.
Shut it all down. I was ready to go in there and not flip tables, but shut it down, like throw everybody out the suite.
And I was just like, and then in the process, unfortunately, he wound up getting locked out of his room. So that was a whole nother conversation.
Then we go out the room. Was it you or was it Volt? Someone was standing in the door because of course, I still had the key to the hotel in my thing now. But I left my phone, which had the car key in it. That's a whole other thing about the room. And it's like, so what I did was manage to shove the handle back on the door, and we propped the door open so that it didn't get lost,
right?
Or whatever. So then I'm like, well, let me go back in my room. Motherfuck! The door is closed, and I had closed the connecting door between the party suite and my room, so that people weren't coming in trying to take my stuff. And so then I had to go downstairs, and the first woman, God bless her heart, but she ain't speak good English. I tried to explain to her that I was locked out of my room, and she was like, ID? My ID
is in the room.
All of that is in the room. So if you take me up to the room, you stand in the door, you can follow me in the room,
right,
and I will immediately go right to my ID and show it to you. And she's like, ID? I'm like, I'm already good and mad. And
we
been drinking.
So
finally, I got her to understand that she needed to come back upstairs, because upstairs was first of all, I didn't need her to deactivate the car key, because they had a problem with that the whole fucking weekend, where the room's keys kept getting deactivated, and
for whatever reason,
we had to keep going back down. So I was like, do not deactivate the room keys. I just need to go back upstairs with security and let me back in the room. So I'm standing outside for an hour, pissed. Finally, I go back downstairs, and then as I'm downstairs, security conveniently shows up at my door. And then he was like, "Whose room is this? Where's your ID?" I was like, "The whole reason you're here is to let me in the room to show my ID." "Well, you ain't got to get an attitude." I'm like, whew.
I left. Because
you were high.
I was high. But I did not need to be standing there during that moment, because that probably would have ended completely different.
So he let me in the room. I showed him my ID. Actually, the other woman came up, but then she pissed off a bunch of people because they changed the access thing now, where if you didn't have on a purple wristband that said you were a guest of the hotel, you had to go. And then some people got upset. She was like, "This is not how you treat customers and guests." And I was like, "Well, I mean,
you're not a guest.
You don't have a purple wristband,
so you're not a guest, unfortunately, but
you gotta go." I mean, you got upset with her for enforcing the rules, and then you like, "This is not how you treat guests." And I was like, "Well,
you're not a guest.
You don't have a purple wristband, or so you're not a guest." Which, I mean, I get that, part of MAL is, the fellowship getting together, and right, and everybody that's hanging out in the lobby or upstairs might not be a guest, but that's not how it normally goes. Normally, hotels just don't allow random people just to be wandering around and hanging out in the hotel. So don't get too upset for her for doing her job. But anyway, so we handled that. Let me see what else. Tortilla, Pretzelgate. Me being high. So I bought 2 new pairs of boots, and those boots are the same Milwaukees that I wear every day, and they were super comfortable. But even the world's most comfortable boots, after 9 hours on your feet and not just standing on your feet, but I am walking this stage. So I feel like I got in 6 hours, I did 15,000 steps, because, I'm walking around, auctioning off. And then I always want to give whoever is buying a piece their moment. So I don't want to be right there, except when they're naked. I want to make sure to be right there. Yeah. But I always run back to get out of the frame so that the photographer. Shout out to the photographer.
Oh yeah, what was his name? Greg Poole.
Yes,
Greg Poole.
I want to give the photographer an opportunity to get a picture of the model and the person who bought it without me in every frame.
And in that same vein, shout out to all the vendors because we had just about everybody that donated to us. Boy Butter, we had Cockeye Kink that made us the Onyx.
Yes, that patch was everything. You know, I bought one.
Okay.
Not the whole harness, but just the back patch. Because I don't really care for the...
Well, but it's still... Okay. Kilter Brothers that sent us stuff. Steve's Leather that gave us stuff. Pat Le Chateau. Fort Trough that gave us the sling.
And a bunch of jocks.
And everything else. And then we had people that donated stuff that was from the year before.
And
we had Tribal Sun. They donated. We had Inseam.
That Tribal Sun piece was cute.
Mr. S. Leather. Like everybody donated.
Rubio. FM Leather. Yes, FM Leather. So everybody donated. So it was cute.
So yeah, it was. Thank you, because it was a lot of good stuff. So yeah.
So anyway, I had those boots on, so we went to Leather Cocktails. Leather Cocktails was cute as usual, but even more so than last year. I was like, I told the players, because they were super tired.
Let me tell you something.
I was like, bitch, we got to stay until 7:30. After 7:30, y'all can bounce, because I'm bouncing. I left at 7:30, and then a brother who will remain nameless, but whose initials rhyme with Bolt Bonics, gave me his pen.
So first
and
of all,
he was like, Brista, I got the pen. I got the pen. Now, and my feet were killing me.
Yes.
And I was like.
Meanwhile, anybody that does pen, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, he just took a whole bunch of smoke in his mouth. I said, Lord have mercy, he's going to start coughing.
The first one was fine.
That second one?
No, the second one was fine too. And then I said, I was like coughing my ass off. But within 5 minutes, my feet, it felt like I was walking on a fucking cloud. I felt so good.
That popped.
Right. Just listen. You ever let me describe the experience of taking those boots off, right? You know how you get that can of Grand's biscuits and you take that spoon and first you unroll it, right? You unwrap the paper and then you take that spoon and then you hit it on the seam and it gets poof. That's how my feet were.
Yeah. My
feet were like a can of exploded biscuits.
And literally after the gear show, when I went to go lay down afterwards for a hot second, I had to get back up and answer the door. Mm-hmm. I literally felt like I had neuropathy or like some sort of, because I was like, oh my God, my feet are killing me. But it was like, all right, fine.
Right.
But pulled it together and went on down for the Leather Cocktails. And so
we got 8 minutes left. So in 8 minutes, what are we going to talk about? All right, so shout out to the Centaurs for an amazing weekend. Let's just be clear. Did everything go 100% perfectly with both the hotel and accesses and everything? No. But as a person who has put on an event that is much, much smaller than this, and same for you, mm-hmm. They did a lot. As far, I'm not even going to consider those things because they were so minor that I'm going to say that the weekend went flawlessly.
It did.
It
did.
Did we get locked out of the room a couple of times because our keys didn't work? But it wasn't a big, huge deal. It wasn't like we got locked out of the hotel.
And that really wasn't a function of the Centaurs. That was
that was the hotel. And I mean, it wasn't that big a deal. We were just drinking or whatever, and the keys stopped working, so we just take our asses back downstairs, get another key, and keep it moving. Yeah. So that wasn't that big a deal. They did have a kerfluffle because, listen, they told y'all girls ahead of time. Y'all should have known from last year when MAL 2020, the one that we just left, in 2019, MAL 2020 sold out in 2 days.
Oh, listen.
Listen.
Wait a minute. Before we even get to that, let's also talk about this elevator situation. The elevator situation, it really wasn't even a situation.
Because people were like, they spread the pain out. So instead of you having to wait 50 minutes because people was holding the door, there's somebody in the elevator that stopped at every floor. So it was fine.
Like, I didn't have any issues.
I was expected to wait, but I didn't wait an unusual amount of time.
It was great. So I'm going to give them that. That was flawless.
Yeah, it worked way better than it did last year.
That was flawless.
We didn't
have that issue anyway because at that particular point, that was our brother Deviant's mom,
mother,
who kind of walked us through. We was walking through in slow motion with bitches like,
Oh, y'all gotta wait in line.
Like, sorry, but anyway,
but yeah, so that worked out fine. And then, so all right, so last year in 2019, MAL 2020 sold out in 2 days. Tickets went on. The registration link opened at noon on Sunday while people were still there. By Tuesday, all of the rooms had sold out.
Yes.
Between the hotel access policy, which said that if you didn't have a wristband, you couldn't go upstairs
after like 5
in the
o'clock.
hotel, which you could, but you had to be escorted.
There. Yeah.
Or right.
They'd already be upstairs or be escorted by somebody.
And just the general excitement about the event. Now, they told you girls, they posted it in 5 or 6 different MAL and Centaur Facebook groups that the link was going to go live at noon on Monday. They even gave you the link. So if you bookmarked that page, you could have just refreshed it at noon. Now, some of our brothers who lived in California were in the air at 12 noon, so not including them. Where was I? At 11:58. I had put in the link.
Sitting there like this.
And so what I tried to do at first was I needed to reserve. They won't let you reserve the suite, so you got to talk to the Centaurs directly. But you can reserve all the other rooms. So I needed to reserve 4 rooms with double beds and 1 room with king beds. Right. So I tried to book. So my first attempt was at 12 o'clock 03.
Right.
3 seconds after the deadline. I get on the link. Everything is fine. I tried to reserve 4 rooms at one time, and it kicked me out.
Yeah, I was going to say probably.
That didn't work. So I had to end up doing 5 separate reservations, but I was in and out of the system by 12:07.
Yeah, makes sense.
By 12:45,
they were sold
out.
The fuck out. Listen, Deviant and I were sitting there. He was like, boop, boop. I was like, boop, boop, boop. We're good.
Right.
Everybody's good for next year. We good.
And I even got an extra room, so just in case. I got the extra room in case we have the right amount of pledges.
Right.
But if not, we just have an extra room. So, but yeah, and people are like, it's not fair. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I was like, girl, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, just like Beyonce tickets. Bitches go on sale if you're not in a position.
If you're an Amex member, you get there early and get
right. I mean, I don't really know what to tell you. They was like, well, you shouldn't release all of the hotels at one time. Well, that doesn't work either because so then if I don't get the first block, then I got to call back every 2 weeks for the next 6 weeks to possibly get tickets done.
But the funny thing is they don't even release all the damn rooms. Like there's another wave that's going to probably come out in a couple but whatever.
And also, the reason that the hotels like the Liaison and the other are super expensive right now is because MAL is not actually MLK weekend. It's so you were getting their rack rates, and they haven't had a chance to negotiate. But now what the Centaurs will be able to say is that, bitch, we've already sold out this hotel, so you're definitely going to have a market, so you should negotiate with us. But anyway, now we have 2 minutes, so take us out.
So the BGKH Show streams live on Wednesdays on VoxWave.com. 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern, 5 to 6 p.m. Pacific. Episodes are available on YouTube every Friday. Search for Vox Power 373 and look for the BGKH Show with Dominion and Epic. Currently, we are able to host a live studio audience. We have some space. We got space for you to come on in and just chill out with us. If you can't be in our audience, you can always call, and you can give us a call while we're on air at 240-719-2560. One more again.
240-719-2560. 240-719-2560. All right.
So, and if you can't call into the show and you want to reach us, you can. This is how you can reach me offline. You can reach me on Twitter at EpicOnyx1. You can reach me on Instagram at I am Epic Onyx, and you can also find me on Facebook if you search for Epic Onyx. And Dominion, how can they reach you?
I love anal at iloveanal.com. No. At Dom Onyx, that's at DOMONYX on Twitter and Instagram. Facebook.com/Dom Onyx, and my website, www.domonyx.com. So, once again, thank you all for tuning in. We had a really good time seeing people, over the past couple of months. We've had more and more people show up and be like, I love your show. So thank you all for tuning in, share the word, and, we love you and we thank you all for tuning in. So we will see you next week. Bye. Bye.